pacer while speed reading? Well, firstly, using a pacer while speed reading helps stop you reading with your ears, which is known as subvocalization. What subvocalization is feeling the need to sound out the words or sounding them out in your head while you're reading. Subvocalization is the result of how we were taught to read in school. Basically, when most people are taught to read in school, the teacher asks the student to say back what the word is, so the teacher knows you understand what the word is. But then they say, okay, now that you know all the words, just read but don't say them out loud. So then people go on and continue reading, but they think they need to keep sounding it out inside their head, and they form that habit, and they sort of feel like they need to sound it out to get the full understanding of what they're reading. What this does though, it limits your reading speed to about 250 words per minute. Now, I mean, that's pretty slow if you want to get through like a big thick book pretty quickly. How to actually stop subvocalizing? To do this, you must learn to stop sounding out the words you read, and you must also learn to read with your eyes, which basically means you need to get out of the habit of sounding out the words in your head, and you need to get into the habit of just running your eyes quickly over the words that you're reading very quick. You can do this faster than sounding out the words in your head, which is why it's used in speed reading. And getting to the main point of this actual presentation, using a pacer while speed reading will help you to do both of these two things simultaneously. Firstly, it will help you to stop you sounding out the words in your head, because if you can run your finger past the words faster than 250 words per minute, you're gonna have to stop sounding out all the words to keep up. And secondly, that will get you into the habit of reading with your eyes, which will help you read faster. Okay. Another benefit of using a pacer is that they help to prevent distractions such as things going on around you while you're reading, such as maybe the noise outside, or if you've got traffic going past, or maybe if you're reading in a noisy environment, for example, and you need to focus but it's not possible to go to a quieter location. Using the pacer will help you keep focused on what you're reading and be less distracted by those things, and it will also help you prevent you from being distracted from things on page or the screen you're reading. What can you use for a pacer? Well, the first and most obvious one is you can use a finger. So I mean, you can use your own, I suppose, and I mean you could use someone else's, but I don't suppose that would be very good. But I mean, as long as you got fingers, you're always gonna have a useful pacer on you for when you're reading. So that's like your own personal portable pacer, I suppose. You could also use a chopstick, pencil, pen, anything that basically that's suitable for placing underneath the words you are reading. Okay. Another benefit of using a pacer while speed reading is using a pacer actually helps to increase your memory of what you're reading. This is because using a pacer actually adds a kinesthetic or a physical feeling element into your reading. The reason why it helps to increase your memory is because of the way the brain links your senses like sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, vision, sight, vision. The brain links senses to memories. So a good way to increase your memory of what you're reading is to use as many senses as is possible and suitable while you're reading, which will help you remember what you're reading more. Because when you're speed reading, you're working on stopping the sub-vocalization of saying the words inside your head. It might not be useful to actually sound out the words for that reason, but it can be useful to play some light background music, which is mainly just melodies and just sounds, not not words or people singing, which can also help to increase your memory of what you read. Also, how to use a pacer while speed reading. The basic steps are: firstly, you need to choose your pacer. Let's say for this example, you decide to go with using your finger. Okay, so firstly, you place your finger on the paper on the first word of the line, and then you would move it across the page to the end of the line, and as you move your finger across, you would follow it with your eyes and take in all the words and repeat this going down the page. As you continue doing this, words will jump out at you, and you will gradually build up an understanding and meaning and form ideas of what you're reading. And it's pretty amazing once you start reading this way. It's amazing how much faster and more enjoyable and more exhilarating reading can be once you stop sounding out the words in your head and you just kind of flow with the words, and it's like you're in a sort of like flow of just ideas coming up in your mind as you're reading, which is the whole point, I suppose. A big thing that is important if you want to increase your speed reading is boosting your speed reading stamina. So, what is speed reading stamina? Well, speed reading stamina is the amount of time you can read for without getting tired and having to stop. Boosting your speed reading stamina will allow you to read faster for longer. Reading faster for longer will allow you to get through more stuff more quickly, because you won't need to keep stopping to take breaks as often. So it's like a time saver as well as saving your energy and stuff. And also, boosting your speed reading stamina will also help to increase your reading speed faster. Like, because if you can read faster for longer, it's giving your brain more time to get used to it. The brain cells are getting more linked up, and the habits getting formed more in the brain, so you're getting more, your brain's getting faster and more efficient, quicker and quicker each time. Speed reading boosting course. I've decided to collect together all the information needed to help you boost your speed reading stamina. This has been compiled into a 7-part speed reading boosting e-course. If you'd like to receive this speed reading boosting e-course, simply visit the link shown below, or you can simply click the link in the more section to the right of this video, and then once you've clicked on that, just simply enter your name and email address so that I can email you this speed reading stamina boosting e-course to you right away. Thanks, Dan. Thank you for listening. Remember to click that link to the right in the more section. Thanks.